Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Rebecca's Beautiful ASMR Addiction. I hope you're well and happy, and I just wanted to invite you to get ready with me. This is a request from a gal who really likes that kind of video, but she said to just concentrate on the makeup aspect. So I have just gotten out of the shower and I'm sitting here at my makeup station here where my husband built this for me, and this is my window. We're going to be right next to some serious traffic noise, so my apologies, nothing I can do about that if I want you to see what I really do. So I start with, of course, when I get out of the shower, I need to just comb my hair out. Now I'm going to show a tiny bit of my face, but you know me by now, hopefully, if you've seen my videos. I don't love putting my face into videos, but I'll put my head in here a little bit so you can see that I've got wet hair. And so the first thing I do when I get ready, the first thing is to comb it out. Okay. There. Now, once I've done that, then I like to actually, before I do all that, before I even get dressed, I'm dressed now, but I will take this little buddy of mine. See, if my husband's not around and he can't put lotion on my back, this is the coolest thing. Okay, you just put your lotion on the back of this. It kind of has the texture of skin, so soft, and you just put that on your back like that and rub it in. It's so perfect if you don't have somebody to help you. So that's what I do with that. Along with the lotion, then, before I get dressed, of course, is I'm putting on my deodorant. This one is pomegranate and lemon verbena scent by Dove, 0% aluminum. And I don't know if that makes all that much difference or not. That's just what I do. Okay, today I'm going to do something that I do sometimes, but not always. I'm going to, in here, basically this little basket here, matching basket with this one, holds all my hair paraphernalia. We've got combs, we've got rubber bands, clips, and this is my claws and my hair, ribbons, everything related to hair. So today I'm going to actually trim my bangs. This isn't my favorite pair. Go get the other one. This is my favorite hair cutting shears, and granted, I do not use expensive scissors. I just don't. But this is my magic magnifying mirror, okay? And I am going to turn this way so it's not magnifying. Take off my glasses, and yes, I do this blind. I don't like to have my contacts on or my glasses because I will end up getting hair in everything. So here's what I do. I pull all of my bangs out. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I pull them out straight out from my head so that they won't be perfectly blunt, right? And I just trim a little bit. I don't think you could probably see that, but That's sometimes what I do in the morning. Okay. I was away from the microphone a little, so you might not have been able to hear me talking as well. I am not very good at this logistically, but okay, so I trimmed my bangs. Now, before, it's something else I do in the mornings, or just after a shower, is I will use my Q-tips on my ears. I'm not going to show you because I don't want to gross you out, but that's what I do. And I'll just do that a little bit. And then it takes usually a little longer than I'm going to take for the sake of the video. Throw that away. Okay. That's part of my routine for getting ready. I remember one time I went to the doctor to have it was just a checkup, and they were looking in my ears, and she says, "My goodness, you've got the cleanest ears I've ever seen in my life." I was like, "Oh, thank you." You know, you would get so giddy with that sort of praise. It's kind of weird, but so the next thing I have to do, because I cannot get my makeup on without my contacts. Not very well anyway, I do, but it's hard to get your makeup on with glasses. So put this here. Let's put it closer here actually. And I have the magnifying end up. This is 15 times magnification, so I don't have to wonder at all. So these are my contacts, and I can't even see. I just feel for those little contacts in there. And you got to make sure this stuff is fresh in your little container. That should be refreshed every day. And then so now I have this contact on the tip of my finger. I'll put that in my eye. Left or right doesn't matter because I don't have that issue. I don't have an astigmatism. These are just like readers. It just magnifies both eyes. Okay, here we go. All right, other eye. Let's see. All right. Get it on the tip of your finger. All right, other eye. All right, so put those back in. That goes over here. Well, not yet. So I will just take this case, put away the glasses that I was wearing. These are my glasses. I'll tell you, I gotta tell you a tip here, is that if you have, what do you call their frameless, rimless glasses like mine, you can get replacement parts on Amazon, and they're great. They're very ornate. I love them. These glasses are very sweet. Lots of compliments on them. Those are readers. And I will just put them away, and I actually just stick these in here with them. And now I always know when it's nighttime and I take my contacts out where to get my glasses and my contacts, okay? So I need to then pick out a pair of readers to help me see a little better. And that doesn't really match my sleeve, does it? Of course, I'm a little mismatched today anyway. I'll just go ahead and wear some plain brown ones that don't really clash, but I just put that over my neck. There we go. So that's I wear it like a necklace. Okay, so after I get my eyeballs on, I want to do something with my hair while it's still damp. And actually, not this yet. There's one of two things, or both, that I'll do. Since my hair has gotten very, what do you call, coarse, because I'm older, more gray hairs, I need some smoothing. And this, I just really like Paul Mitchell products because it smells good. So you take about a dime-sized drop, and I rub it all over my hands. Then through my hair. Then I'll brush it through the rest of the way. After you've got it all on off your hands. And brush it. Brush it downward after I've gotten it all in different directions. Okay, so there's that. Now, I can also, and sometimes do this. This is a very nourishing oil. I'm not going to put very much in because, well, let me just read something about that to you. This is called Umura, a nourishing protective hair oil. So I don't know, what it's protecting from. All I know is I saw my daughter wearing it. I smelled it. It was just like incredible. So you don't need very much. A little bit goes a long way. Just do the same thing as I did with the smoothing and just there we go. Mostly in the top part of my hair, which gets most of the sun. I believe there's a UV protector in there from the sun. Depends on what you want during the summertime. I let my hair get kind of blondish. And then, it seems like a lot of stuff to put in your hair, but it just depends on what kind of day it is. Sometimes I just wash and go and let it frizz up. But Paul Mitchell Freeze and Shine is firm style. And what that does, first let me put it in. Not much. Just enough to make it so that what it does, it's supposed to be a hairspray, but what it does for me is it adds shine. This is why it's called Freeze and Shine. So if you use it prior to drying your hair, that makes, how do I say it? It's sort of like a gel typically, but it's like killing two birds with one stone. It makes it workable so that when I shape it with a blow dryer or a curling iron, it holds and it stays in place. I love that. Then after you're done styling, you put it on all over lightly. So my next step then in getting ready, I've got product on my hands, but I'm not too worried about that. I will apply some face cream. Actually, you know what? I should just go ahead. I can use this. Sometimes I use this on my back. And then this kind of stuff is for my hands and my arms because I don't mind a fragrance being on the outside. You know, and it's most of the time I don't wear perfume unless I'm going somewhere special. So this fragrance really is nice enough and enjoyable, and it's strong, so we will smell it. People smell it and really like it. So that's another part of my routine, is just, the other day I was watching Downton Abbey rerun, and I noticed how many times they show a scene of the ladies sitting at their table doing this with their lotion, the mother especially. And I'm mesmerized by it. So I think, oh, I like that. It must be visual ASMR. Okay, so I want to apply lotion to my face, and I've got this pure goat milk whipped body cream that smells like fig leaf, whatever that smells like. It is wonderful, so fresh, and I use that sometimes, or oil of Olay, and it just kind of depends on what foundation I'm using, because I have Il Makiage, and this tends to be a little drier and more powdery, so I like a stronger lotion to use that with. And this Double Wear Estee Lauder, I like to, it's already got a good deal of moisture in it, so I will put some of this on because it's thinner and lighter, and then mix a little bit in with this. So now I've done that before with y'all in another Get Ready With Me video long time ago, so I will do the different thing this time, and I will put on some lotion. There is a hair in there, you know. It just amazes me where cat hairs end up. It blows my mind, honestly. It probably got a cat hair in there just while I had it open. Who knows? Alright, so I'm gonna put this on my face right now. All over, all down my neck. Okay. And that feels so good. This is so good. So is Oil of Olay, but it's much lighter. Much lighter. This is a heavy duty. But it's super, super, just thick and moisturizing. Hard to explain. So here's where I need my magic magnifying mirror again. And I get that saying, magic magnifying mirror, from something I learned in the 12-step recovery groups, because it seems like when we start having problems, we make our problems bigger with our magic magnifying mind. So if we try to find a solution to the problem, okay, that's not right. I forget, this one twists. This one just comes right off, okay? And Il Makiage, I have to say, both of these makeups are some of the best foundation I've ever used. But you do have to be careful filling out the application correctly, and you must know your skin really well to get the right kind. And so we are going to apply this with this brush here, okay? Just with Il Makiage, that's about all I need. It is truly amazing. It's like about that much, okay? I rely quite a bit on the face powder because, you know, I'm older and it's really just best if I don't use a lot of foundation. For some reason, that's true. Okay, so just a little here, a little there, and just don't need too much. Okay, and like your lotion, and just don't forget, I'm so much older, I just don't use much of this stuff. You would put a lot in. It's just like the ads. The ads, the coverage is incredible. If you do it like they show you in the ads, you will get amazing. It's like a new skin. But that's not me. I don't do that. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. Now what I will do is the Fit Me powder, okay? And what I'll do is I'll get some in the lid because I don't need too much. Use the same brush. I use the same brush. I just regularly clean it out. So, okay. All right. I am no beauty queen, but I do know what I like. After so many years, I have found that I like to keep it simple. I remember one time I got on the bus when I was a bus attendant for special needs children. And this little Hispanic girl, I got on the bus just totally made up. I mean, super made up. And she goes, "Miss Rebecca, I just love your makeup. You look so beautiful. I wish you would wear that more often." And I was like, nah, no, I could never get used to it. Okay, I'm going to use this blush. It's CoverGirl. Simple, cheap. I am a cheap makeup queen. I do not invest a lot of money in anything except for my hair care a little bit. And my foundation, that's the only thing I spend a lot of money on. Yeah, so, sorry if some of you are offended that I don't use fine makeup, but this works for me. It always has. So, I'll put a little bit of blush on my cheeks. I go high up, just above the cheekbone. Don't know if you can see that. And then more on the right side of my cheek. Okay. I use this mirror for distant visual, and then this one. And a lot of times I will actually have my mirror up here on the shelf because I get more of the outside light to help me figure my daylight look. But I wanted to share with you so you could kind of just, I don't see a little bit of what I'm doing. So a lot of times I'll put more blush on if I know my face is going to be in a video. Alright, so then this is another blush that I bought thinking, wow, look at that color. That color is so crazy good. And then I tried to use it, and oh my word, I looked like a clown because this is CoverGirl's, what is it? Let's put my glasses on so I can see. This old lady needs to see. It's True Blend So Flushed High Pigment Blush. So I finally figured out that I must have bought blush for darker skinned people. And I was like, okay, well, here's the good thing about it. I said I will barely touch it and it'll go all the way. But it's so strong that sometimes it gets stuck in one spot on my cheek, so it's hard to blend. So I just don't use it for that much till maybe I get a tan or something like that. But that's why it looks brand new still. But I made a new discovery. So let me show you what I do. This is cool. I take either this or this and just coat my lips. Okay. So a little bit of chapstick, okay? And amazingly, just barely touch that. Okay, and I've got that. Look at that color. That's crazy. I dab it onto my lips. And we have lipstick forever and ever, and so inexpensive. And it's my color. I love it on my lips. It's amazing. So that's my newfound use for this wonderful blush. Color's incredible. Okay, so I won't have to use these other lipsticks right now, but I'll show you what I've got, which you've probably seen in other videos. I used to have a lip liner, but I don't have that anymore. So this is really great just to lighten things up in the summer. This barely touch that to get, that's also more of a summertime. This is my all winter. And this is just tinted chapstick, but it is highly tinted and it's amazing. And this is that stuff that stays forever. So you can tell I don't wear lipstick very often because I just still have all these things that you've seen from years ago. And in my opinion, makeup rarely goes bad. So I'm a cheapskate. I keep it all. I let some stuff go. And in one of my videos, I winnowed things out. And somebody was just like, well, it must be so nice to be so wealthy that you can just throw out all this perfectly good stuff. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, no matter what I do, people criticize, oh, you have all that cheap crap, or gosh, how dare you throw it away. It's like there's no pleasing people, I swear. But this is just me, guys. I'm showing you how I get ready in the morning since I moved to California. No more big luxurious bathroom. Yeah, so in case you were wondering, this basket is full of just extra things that I might use. You've seen them in my makeup rummage video someday. God, I might try those. I just don't have any occasion, you know. Got all my extra eyeshadows, my floss, things that I need to do close up. This is an extra Il Maquillage, a different fragrance for it's a little bit darker for during the summertime. Got just all kinds of little loose ends, different that I use occasionally, and my file for my nails. This one's a bit long. I could make it shorter. Okay. That's that. And I did want to point out that this makeup container here is the shape of Montana, the state of Montana. My daughter gave it to me for either Christmas or my birthday. And so this is what I'm using it for. These are my basic makeup supplies. And these are my extras. And this is the hair. And these are just all the creams and lotions. You've seen that now so far. Alright, now I want to put on, well, here, let's do this first. I'll show you. Sometimes I use this, rarely. I have as you get older, even if you're not older, sometimes you need a nose hair scissor. And this I use for tiny little pieces of whatever skin or hair, and I will trim my eyebrows with that over the top part. And then I have, not that, when I don't have acrylic nails on, I cut my nails here. So that's that. And then my tweezers. Okay. So those are kept over there and not always so neatly. But so now I'm going to turn my mirror around to pluck my eyebrows close up. Okay? I think I'll let you see what I'm doing here, and I'm going to quit talking for a sec. Helps to hold your skin tight so it doesn't hurt as much when you pluck. I'm not going to do all of them. I am not in the mood. Okay, that's enough for now. So that would be the next thing I do just before I actually apply the eye makeup. So all of that is right here. That's here. Although I do have, I keep two different kinds of pencil. I used to have lip liner in here, but I think I got rid of that and I just haven't replenished because I found that I don't use it that much. But this is eyebrow pencil. So you take that out just a little bit and color in. This is barely even a brown. They say not to use color that is darker than your normal eyebrow. You don't need that. You just need to fill in. This video is definitely not a how-to. This is just what I do, okay? Right. Now, don't put much on at all because my eyebrows are dark enough for the most part. Okay. Sometimes I actually use this brush for scraping out dead skin on my eyebrows too. If you're like me and you're at my age, that happens frequently unless you're just got dry skin. Okay. Now I have eyeliner, and I put eyeliner. This is what kind of set? This is, can't see. Revlon Color Stay, because I rub my eyes sometimes. This is CoverGirl Rich Brown 705. That's my eyebrow color. Revlon Color Stay. What color is this? I just love it. I stopped using black because it was too severe. This is black brown, but it looks more brown than black. Sometimes it looks more black than brown. You know. But I'll put some under my eye, and I put some right at the rim of my eye. Right under my eye. Right along the rim and on the rim. Okay, and a little bit on the top. I promise I will show you what I look like when I'm done, okay? Now, my eyeshadow is over here. I've got a pile of it. I have this green. I bought it at the consignment shop in Tennessee. I've got black and pink. Not wearing that color today. It's just a kind of a beigey color for accent sometimes. This I have had forever. If you recognize the packaging, Maybelline doesn't look like this anymore. But it is still so good still. Now, normally on any given day, just wearing whatever I wear, this is my favorite. This is what Maybelline packaging looks like now. This is what it used to look like. I've had this forever. And, you know, I just hold on to it because it does not go bad. We got some purples, but I'm not wearing that today. And I've got some blues, black and blue, depending on, you know, what I'm wearing. Let's open this. See, that's quite gradient there. So they all do that. That's what I like. I'm going to try this today. It's pretty well used from when I first started liking this color. But here's what I'm going to do. Because I'm not crazy about this brown on top, even though they recommend that. What I'm going to do is mix. See, because this, what I like about this is the brown is almost black. It's like a super cocoa or something. Okay, so I'm gonna stick that. I should have used that wand. How silly. This is gonna go right over the tip of my eye. It's like another kind of eyeliner, and that's what I do. To just the top of my eyelid. Some of you may know what I'm talking about when anytime there can be this slip of the hand and all of a sudden black on the middle of your cheek. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, so, but this time, now see, I usually wear brown getting ready for any video, but let's experiment with this green since I'm wearing green. Green's not exactly the same green as I'm wearing, but hey, let's just try it. All right. Sort of put it on the back end, just above the brown. Sort of in the crease a little bit. Yeah, I watch all these tutorials, you guys, and I learned a thing or two, but seriously I couldn't hold on to it. I couldn't remember. So it's just like, okay, well, this color looks good here. Let's try this. It's like, come on. So the green is what I'm going to borrow from there. Let's put this back in there. Get in there, man. Stay. Didn't want to stay. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to this, and I'm gonna add. Okay, you can tell I love this part of the color. It's gone. What I do, since that's all gone, is I try to recreate it with a little bit of this and a lot of white, so that I can just kind of blend everything in with that beigey color. It's kind of beigey, kind of tan, nondescript. So cause a little bit of shadow up there. Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of just going, what? Is this working? All right. I'm going to take a clean Kleenex and clean off the top of that, since I did get some brown in it, and I always do that. Then, I don't need a wand. I don't use a wand. I take my cleaned off pink ring finger, go in here just a little bit white, and go over the top, the arch of my brow, just below my brow. And there we go. It tones things down a little bit. All right. That's all I'm gonna do there. What do I think? Looks okay. I'm okay. Now let me tell you what I have learned about mascara. After having bought so many different brands, I have decided that CoverGirl or Maybelline, any brand, almost any brand, is fine. I avoid waterproof because I feel like it could be just my imagination, but it feels like getting it off when I need it to get off is actually hurting my eyelashes. And so Maybelline or whatever brand you like, the trick is in how you put it on. How I put it on is with layers. I will do this. Oh, I need my magnifying mirror here. one thin layer. Okay, go to the other eye. All right, then you've done your right eye and given your left eye time to set just a little bit so that you can put another layer on. This gets it thicker and longer. It just allows, really the trick is in layers and just a little bit of set time in between each eye. I swear it does not matter what kind of mascara I've used, it works like magic. I suppose there are certain brands that maybe have a better brush, maybe, but I've used all kinds of brushes and I haven't been able to tell the difference there either. You gotta get a curved one, and I still can't tell. So here we go with another layer. You just have to make sure you've got some stuff on your wand. You don't want to wipe it all off first, but you don't want to have too much either. When I take a lot of time to do this, I have had people ask me if I have false eyelashes. And imagine if I curled them too. I'd just be like so thick. I don't have super long eyelashes naturally, but I promise you that if you have thin or semi-short eyelashes, that if you will just layer it, probably most of you know that already, but it has saved me lots of money because I don't go in for these, what do you call, mascara, special mascara that make your lashes look longer, because I can do the same thing for less money. Okay, so at this point, having done all that, my hair has had some time to dry so that it will be easier to dry more quickly. It'll dry more quickly. So I'm gonna dry my hair right now. Okay. I keep my blow dryer down below, and I can do everything sitting right here. So this is I'm going to cut the volume way down, and I am not going to try to talk so that, yeah, let's just do it. I like the sound of a blow dryer if it's not right in my ear. So here we go. I do use my brush to straighten it as I go. Okay, so my hair is mostly dry. Still have a little bit of dampness in the back. Don't worry too much about that. And the reason that I turn my head over is because it gives a little bit more body on the top. Look at all these lovely gray hairs. But anyway, I use another blow dryer. This lovely thing, gigantic Hot Tools Professional, fairly new purchase. Helps just with that little wave, and I will finish drying it with that. Okay. Okay, so that goes down there with my blow dryer, and I will just brush out my hair. Okay. Now, after I got that all situated, I'd like to brush it back off the top of my head, back like that, back like that. Gives it a little more body. So that allows me then to take the final step. Let me see if I have this. Now, I will heat up the curling iron and use that sometimes if my bangs didn't turn out right and I need a little more curl, but they look okay with me. I keep my curling iron just underneath this counter on a table. So if I want to use it, I just leave it on and down below. But I kind of like, you know what? I need to trim a piece of my hair. Where's those scissors? Okay. I'll just use the black pair. Just a little snip. Yep. One of my hairs was out of place. Okay, so that was a little fiasco trying to trim my bangs. How do you like these little crazy wild gray hairs? They're some of the product I use in my hair helps keep that under control, but not completely. Alright, so last step is just to spray. Hold my bangs up a little bit. I don't really use hairspray in the bottom part because I like my hair to be able to just kind of swing. Top part's the only part that when you're out in the breeze, it just kind of goes nuts. So, all right, you guys, that's it. That's my get ready in routine. That's it. So, let me just add a tiny bit of, where is it? Chapstick. Here it is. This never stays neat, never. But I do want just a little bit more moisture on my lips. Okay. So let's tidy this a little bit. There's all of our lipsticks here. And that can go there. This goes over here. And yeah, I think we're tidy. I think we're done. Last thing I do is I take this handheld mirror, which is just a teeny bit dirty. Not bad. And I've got this mirror here, so I just turn around and check the back of my hair. Okay, so I like it. It's fine. And that's what everything is. That's what I do, you guys. That's my getting ready nowadays. So, thank you so much for joining me, and let's have a look at my hair and my face. Okay? Okay, everyone, that's it. Got a little bit of green on my eyes, try to match my shirt and my hair. Okay, and that's it. A little bit of lipstick. Feel alright today. I feel like I look okay for an old lady. I just had my birthday this spring and I am now 64. I was like, oh my word. I wish it would just stop and I could get off the train of aging. But I'm happy, and we can be happy. We can all be happy. Find something to be grateful for today. And I will see you in the next video.